Say hello to Mikey Bustos.
Inside my mind, and in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times.
I am Cindy Ashton, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited today because I have a fellow Canadian here. This is the one and only Mikey Bustos, and if you don't know who he is yet, you're going to very soon. He was actually, when Canadian Idol came out in 2003, he was in season 1. He was a top 10 winner and has a gold record on the wall to prove it, and maybe we'll get a clip of it later. And he's gone on to release his own album, and he's toured, and he's opened for Christina Aguilera and done so many amazing things that we're going to talk about. But like anybody along his path, he has had his monsters, and I'm so excited, Mikey, that you are here.
Thank you.
For you, when was your crowning moment of, oh my God, this is my career?
Exactly. Well, as a backgrounder, I come from a Filipino background, and the culture there is, very old-fashioned, and we're pretty much pushed to become doctors and lawyers, the safe route.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always knew I wanted to sing, and by university, when I was in school, actually trying to pursue a veterinary medicine career.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't the path that I wanted to do. I wanted to do the singing for sure, and there was no question. It wasn't really kind of a choice I made. It was really kind of like, do I choose to breathe or not to? That's how strong it was for me.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was no other option.
I'm totally with you. I mean, for years I was teaching, and I was making anywhere between $60 to $120 an hour, which is great pay.
Right.
And I loved my kids and I loved my students, but it was never enough.
Exactly.
It's if it's in you, it's like if you're not breathing, if you're not singing, you're not breathing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think anyone who's got a passion like that can relate to that sort of desire to do something like that.
So I mean, during that university years, is that when you started to? Is that when you auditioned for Canadian Idol?
Actually, it was a little bit after that. The great wall I had to climb first was
the big monster.
Everyone around me was telling me, you need to go back to school. You can't be a singer. You don't have the connections. You don't have the money to do that. It's something you have to kind of like be born in. You have to be born in this industry.
I've heard the speeches
Right.
myself.
Exactly.
I understand.
And I remember.
And also, it's a cultural thing for you as well, as you mentioned earlier.
Right. I know my mom was saying. I told my mom back when I was, I don't know, maybe 18. I said, I want to go to LA and be a singer. And she said, Mikey, get your head out of the clouds. You can't do that,
Yeah.
And that very line I put in one of my songs, one song at a time.
I love that.
And so it was just being able to overcome the voices inside that were actually afraid that I wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
Just little by little I started. Sorry. I should have thought of this before. That's my CEO! Don, look! But and really it was just enjoying it along the way, just like this interview, just enjoying things as they come.
So if somebody is along your path, so your biggest monster is that you had other people's voices in your head, or was it lack of belief in yourself, or was it both?
I think it was a combination of both, but again, that desire to sing was just so strong. Again, it was like breathing, it was something I needed to do.
I sometimes see you pass outside my door. Hello, is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely, or is someone loving you?
So if somebody out there is having that monster, that obstacle, where they're saying, I know this is my path, but everybody is so in fear of me failing. People stop you because they really love you, and they don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you hurt. They're trying to prevent the pain, but they're actually causing you more pain.
Exactly.
If they're not letting you be free.
It's true.
So what would you tell other people? What's your #1 monster kissing secret to tell other people to help them to overcome that monster?
Well, being blessed in the situation that I am now, I've kind of been able to prove to myself that everyone makes their own reality, and if one thing I've also learned was if you want to learn to fly, you don't ask an elephant, you ask a bird. And perhaps one of the greatest advice I got from someone who was a sort of established singer was do it. You know, don't be afraid, just do it.
And you just the quote is feel the fear and do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And you know, it's actually a greater tragedy if you don't do it, and you know, you look back and say, I could have lived life differently. You know, so.
You know, and it is a greater tragedy because you're holding your own gifts back from the world. I think that you are so exceptionally talented, and and for people who don't know his music, it's R&B and it's funky and it's fun, but there's that inspirational, motivational twist. But it doesn't preach at you. It comes from story, and it comes from the heart.
That's right. That's exactly.
And I love it. And so we're talking about this album, Memoirs of a Superhero, and it's in my car. I love it so much. It's such a great car. Such a great album, and you've got a couple of videos out, and I know that you get radio play in California where I live, and you get radio play all over the world. And I know that Universal is your distributor.
Yep.
So this is your first album, and when did this come out?
So I wrote it throughout 2008. So from January to about August, I wrote the entire album. And at first, actually, it was supposed to be a Jaded album. I was at that point where I was just so sick, you know, my career was kind of coming to a standstill.
Yeah.
And eventually, I learned about the law of attraction and positive thinking and that whole realm, you know, the self-help industry. And that really changed my perspective on everything. And since then, I've been able to manifest some of the most amazing stuff. Like I would say a good 75 to 80% of the achievements I have now in mainstream music were just manifested in the year and a half that is just.
Tell me how to win your
beautiful, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. Holy smokes.
So
your tone is unbelievable. Woo!
Mikey, man.
Holy smokes.
Mikey.
For somebody then who is going to defy what everybody says anyways, what you're saying is, was it an overnight switch for you, or was it you continually took action, and with each step you took, you built more confidence?
Exactly. Well, yes, it was the second. You know, it really kind of took a while. It already was part of my personality to just do what I wanted anyways. You know, even as a teen, I was a rebel. I did everything I wanted to. You know.
Yeah.
And it was kind of part of my personality to go against the grain if that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
But developing the confidence to take that next step was something that I evolved to be able to do that. It wasn't just something that happened overnight.
Great.
I couldn't have been a star in my high school years, no way.
And I think this is an important point because a lot of people think that, you know, they can make a change like that. And it's possible, but if you've been conditioned your whole life and you have all these negative forces at you, even though they're not meant to be negative, they're still limiting at you.
Exactly.
It's just about taking a little step, then another, and then another, and another, and all of a sudden you're there.
Right, you look back and you're like, wow. And you know, today it's like that for me too, because I've always wanted people around the world to hear my music and be taken as seriously as an artist. And you know, I'm in a place now where I wanted to be, say, 10 years ago, you know? And it's kind of like climbing a mountain. From the bottom it looks like it's so huge, but when you're at the top, it's just like, wow, I did that. When I mean, enjoying the way makes it go by so much faster.
Yeah, and that's the key, is that you always want to have the big goal, but why can't you have the joy and the happiness now and enjoy the journey?
Exactly.
Awesome.
That's so true.
Mikey, you're such an inspiration to me, and I know that to your millions of fans around the world, you are as well. And I'm just so excited because your career is soaring and soaring and soaring, and your music is fabulous. And so if you want to know more about Mikey, it's MikeyBustos.com. MikeyBustos. And he's one of our first Canadian Idol winners, top 10, and his first album, Mikey Bustos, Memoirs of a Superhero. Pick it up, it's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Cindy.
See ya.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Okay, first of all,
come here, man.
You're amazing.
Your tone is unbelievable.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
God.
Yo.
Thank you. Mikey, my
Beautiful.
God, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Unbelievable. Mikey can stand in a room and sing without music.
What a tone.
That means so much to me. Oh,
You're unbelievably great.
I can't believe what's going on.
Tell us how you're feeling.
You don't understand. My dream is to break the Asian barrier in the music industry in North America, and this just got me so much closer. Mwah! Canadian Idol, I love you. Thank you.